Hello everyone, this is Zahid Bashir, your trainer for AMOS 24, uh, online training on AMOS 24 using Zoom. Myself, Zahid Bashir, I am a faculty member at Department of Commerce, University of Gujarat, and a PhD scholar at Delhi College of Commerce, University of Punjab, Lahore. So today I am going to discuss about the basics which are required for using the AMOS 24 because learning these basics would enhance your learning experience towards SPS, SPSS AMOS. AMOS is basically a sister software of SPSS, which is used for structural equation modeling. So yesterday I have discussed, I have a participation from someone else, and I have discussed my brief introduction. I provided the, the brief introduction about myself. I have discussed the course content, method of assessment, and software installation. And I have also discussed some basic environment and screen layout familiarity. Today I will discuss the overall content of AMOS 24, what I am going to discuss throughout this training program, like what is SEM or structural equation modeling and why it is used. What are the approaches of SEM? Because in this software, in AMOS 24 and all its previous version also, CBSEM is basically used, which is basically covariance based structural equation modeling. I will let you know what is covariance based structural equation modeling. Versus another technique is there, which is partial least square structural equation modeling. In the short word, it is known as PLSM. So what are these approaches, how they are applied, and why they are different from each other? What is the specific feature of each approach when applying for the structural equation modeling? Then we might have some key components or terminologies related to SEM that we may need to discuss over here. Uh, we need to discuss what are the benefits of using AMOS for SEM, because we have some alternative softwares available in the market, like we may have Smart PLS, we may have Jamovi, and so more. We may have also, we may have the process by haze analysis through SPSS. Then why we are going to use the AMOS for SEM? So there are some particular benefits that we will come to know from here. Then the structural equation modeling using SEM requires you to have the knowledge about variance, covariance, and correlation. So, what is their role in understanding this whole practice? Is SEM a causal modeling or not? And what does it mean by? So, I will explain it here. Then I will discuss, there are some assumptions of structural equation modeling which you need to understand before analyzing your data using AMOS 24. So these are basically the theoretical aspects that we are going to cover today and some tomorrow. Half of these contents we will cover today, and half of the remaining part is going to be covered tomorrow. Then there are some model fit indices which are basically required in AMOS 24. I will let you know what are those model fit indices and what are the criteria that we are going to apply when we want to decide about whether our model is statistically fit or not. Then you need to understand the basic environment of AMOS, like screen layout and different tools which are going to be used using AMOS, like screen layout, like tools. Then we may have data management using different options available here. We may have some common error that we need to avoid while using structural equation modeling using SEM, using AMOS. Uh, so there are some common errors that you need to be take care of. Then I will try to estimate a regression model of composite variable using AMOS 24. That would be a simple versus a multiple regression composite model. It will include the measurement model, the model fit indices, the estimates, the conversion validity, the discriminant validity, the structural model and estimates. Then we may have some specific parts of these contents which are related with structural equation modeling for factors. It will include zero order model, then SEM model of factors, first order model. Then we may have second order model or higher model. We may have some parts of the session where improving the model fit is required. So we need to understand how to improve your model. Then there are some plugins that we can use to facilitate our analysis using AMOS 24. These are the automatic plugins that I will include and I will guide how to include those plugins in order to make your analysis more easy and more convenient for you. Then uh, I will let you know how to report and improve validity and reliability for structural equation models that you have estimated. How to conduct multi-group analysis using AMOS, using the simple procedure and using the constraint procedure. We have two procedure actually for analyzing multi-group analysis. Then I will try to complete an example where SEM is required to be analyzed using first order model. Then I would try to exemplify another example using higher model or higher order model using a data set in order to provide you a full-fledged example. Then I will let you know the process by case like mitigation and moderation using AMOS 24. Although that process is basically required in SPSS, but I will let you know how the same process is applied using AMOS 24. But here there is no separate command or extension is required. You just need to graph out whether you want to mediate or moderate the relationship using process by case, and then you can run the estimates using these processes. Uh, we can apply these processes using PLSM first order, second order. We may apply the same procedure using CBSEM for first order, second order, although the AMOS 24 only focus the CBSEM procedure. So we will concentrate on CBSEM only for first order or second higher order. Then we may have common method biases, how to address them using AMOS 24. And if common method biases is found, then what to do and how to make the remedial measures using these procedures. So these are the contents that we are going to review using the AMOS 24. So I would like to ask from Dr. Alamzeeb Khattak to please let me know, is there anything that you find new here, or all the concepts are already in your mind? Please let us know.
Zahid sir, there are some contents that I don't understand, like the from serial number 8 to serial number 15. These are some new concept that I don't know.
Serial number 8 concept is basically related to your model for factors. When you have some factors, some indicators in your model, and their values are not standardized or their values are low as per the criteria given by here et al. And some other authors. So how can we improve those values? So I will let you know in serial number 8, and serial number 9 is basically plugins. Some plugins are introduced in the previous version also, uh, but there are plugins which are different from version to version uh, that facilitate basically your analysis procedure. Like if you would like to uh, create your HTMP ratio table or your corner Larker table if you understand those tables. they can be created automatically using the plugin function. Previously, they were created manually using the estimated values of SEM analysis. But now the plugins are available. You just need to include plugins in your AMOS system, and they will analyze the HTMP ratio, the Fornell Larker criteria, the model fit and indices, and so on. There are some other options also, but these are more frequently used by the researchers. So we will include those plugins when the time comes. Then point number 10 is basically the reporting and improving validity and reliability. If your reliability is not good, your reliability and validity of your estimates are not good, how to improve them? There are certain procedure I will let you know. Then, do you understand the multi-group analysis before, Dr. Alamji?
No, sir, I don't know about it.
All right,
Multi-group
all right.
analysis. No, 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 no. This is new for me.
All right. This is basically a new technique which is uh, uh, already the researcher nowadays are using smart PLS also. So this procedure is also available in AMOS 24. I don't know whether previous versions have this procedure or not, but I started my work on AMOS 24 and I find out this procedure here, and I learned this procedure. And this is an advanced technique where you analyze your data, your model using different groups. At least two groups are there. Like, for example, if you would like to analyze the impact of a variable on another variable, and you feel that this impact would be different in one group from the other group, then you can analyze the data through multi-group analysis rather than doing two different analysis at a time. So you can analyze two different groups of data in a single point in time using this analysis procedure. So this would be a learning outcome for you. Then the 12, 13, and 14 are just the example that I will analyze the step-by-step procedure from start to end. That how, like for example, using a data set of a research paper, that how the author has analyzed their all tables and all models and all pictures using AMOS. I will exemplify those procedures. So can we proceed further, Dr. Alamse?
Yes, sure.
All right. The next thing I would like to discuss today is basically the prerequisite and terminologies which are being used with reference to structural equation modeling. At first, we need to understand what is SEM and why it is used. So let me start from here. What is SEM and why it is used? SEM is the full form of structural equation modeling, and it is a statistical method which is being used to analyze the relationship between your observed and latent variable. Observed variable is basically your indicators, your dimensions or your factors that are directly measured using your scales like 5-point Likert scale, 7-point Likert scale. Uh, those are observed variable because they are directly measured by some indicators. While the latent variables are the variables which is not directly measured by some scales, they are basically measured by these observed variables. So when you are going to analyze the relationship between observed and latent variable, you are basically going to use structural equation modeling. So it is a comprehensive approach that combines aspects of factor analysis and multiple regression. So whenever you are going to combine the multiple regression along with the factor analysis, you are basically going to use the structural equation modeling. That is why it is also known as confirmatory factor analysis, because in case of confirmatory factor analysis, you basically use the factor analysis procedure along with the multiple regression analysis. So it is basically used in case of complex relationships. when you have a lot of factors, you have a lot of latent variables, you are going to use SEM. So its purpose is multifaceted, but some of the key objectives and purposes of using SEM are here. Like it may indicate the model testing procedure. It allows the researcher to test complex theoretical models. Sometimes your model are too complex that it includes a lot of factors, a lot of observed variables along with their latent variables that it becomes complex theoretical model. Then model testing is done using SEM procedure. It involves multiple variables and pathway. It helps to assess the fit of the proposed model to observe data, thereby evaluating the validity of the hypothesized relationship. So whenever you have multiple variables in your data in your study, and your proposed model basically contains some observed variable and some latent variable, and the model seems to be complex, you are going to test that model using the SEM analysis. Then hypothesis confirmation. Researchers often use SEM to confirm or refute hypotheses derived from theoretical frameworks. So whenever we are going to derive some hypothesis based on some theory, based on some previous literature, and we want to confirm whether the hypothesis need to be selected for this study or not, we can do this using the SEM by specifying the relationship between variable in a model. SEM provides a rigorous method for testing whether the data support the hypothesized relationship or not. The third one is exploratory analysis. The SEM procedure can confirm whether the EFA, which is exploratory factor analysis, which is done using the SPSS, uh, is it confirmed that the relationship or that the constructs or latent variables are measured in the same way as it is done using the EFA. So exploratory, it confirms the analysis done through exploratory factor analysis. So SEM can be used for exploratory analysis to identify potential relationship among variables in a data set. It allows researchers to uncover pattern and association that may not be apparent through traditional statistical methods. Sometimes we cannot identify whether a pattern or a traditional a relationship is there in a traditional way. So we can do it using the structural equation modeling. Then we may have mediation and moderation analysis that we can graphically represent over here. Using SPSS, we can do mediation and moderation without any type of graph, without any type of picture. But in case of structural equation modeling using AMOS or using smart PLS, you can uh, uh, graphically represent how the mediation and the moderation actually is executable over here. So SEM enables researchers to investigate variation and moderation effect among variables. It helps to understand the underlying mechanism through which independent variable influence dependent variable and how the strength of these relationships may vary under condition. Then you can have model comparison. Actually, whenever you run a model using AMOS or Smart PLS, it compares the model with itself. It basically indicates how a system models or estimated models is there and how the system model is there. SEM allows for comparison of alternative models to determine which model best fits the data. This is particularly useful in evaluating competing theory or hypothesis about a relationship among variables. So there are certain techniques in SEM like likelihood method, maximum likelihood method, and some other techniques that we are going to use for model comparison. Then we may have confirmatory factor analysis that I have already indicated, that we may want to confirm whether our latent variables are correctly specified by our indicator variable or observed variable. So confirmatory factor analysis is used using SEM. Then path analysis, which it indicates basically the direct and indirect path between the variables, and it will show you how a variable is related to another variable using different paths. Then there are two approaches of SEM. When you are going to use structural equation modeling, there are two approaches that facilitate the structural equation modeling. The first one is CV-SEM, the second one is ELSM. AMOS is basically backed by CV-SEM
Zahid
approach.
Sahab, I think it's enough, please.
It's enough? All right, all right.
Yes, sure, it's enough.
Let's have another session tomorrow to done the remaining part, because there are some parts that we need to done today. I was discussing about the approaches. I need to discuss the components, then benefits. And if you are interested, I can start.
Zahid Sahab,
Yes.
I'm the only participant, I think.
No, yesterday there was one participant. Actually, when I asked the fee, some of the participants may reluctant to attend the further session. Basically, I am simultaneously provide training for different software. In the next session, there is two participants in the next session, and after that, I have a session on Stata where three participants are there who have already paid their fees. So actually, there are a lot of participants. Maybe they are reluctant to pay the fee, maybe due to any reason. All right, then.
maybe the fee, maybe the fee.
maybe
शायद
the
यही
fee.
फीस की इश्यूज है, क्योंकि आपको पता है.
Yes, yes. Actually, already I have given a huge discount to a lot of people based on their status as a student or as a faculty. But if a person thinks that he should attend this training for their learning experience, that will be good for him. But if he's reluctant, I cannot basically do mind that thing on me. I basically record the session and I upload on my channel where they can freely access those videos, those recordings free of cost. So that is the way they can cover that training also. So is there anything further,
It's
Dr. Alam?
okay, it's okay.
All right,
It's
then let's meet tomorrow if you were interested, very
no.
interested. Okay, all right. Let's meet tomorrow. Thank you very much, Dr. Alamzeb Khattak. I will share
Okay,
the
thank you.
software also with you. All right. Thank you very much.
It's okay. Thank you.